All right, welcome back to GMA Theory, everyone. Millions of viewers tuned in for the big game last night to see the commercials, the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar, and the Philadelphia Eagles run away with redemption.
There is so much to break down from the evening, and we are so lucky to have our very own Monday morning quarterback to help us out. This is like the Monday morning quarterback on Super Bowl, like, you know.
We had to do it.
Mike Muse.
We had to do it. What's happening, everybody? Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Yes.
We're number one.
Philly is still losing their mind. The celebrations were well into the morning.
We're all wearing green, too. We're all wearing a form of green.
All of America was cheering for the Eagles, except for one small portion of the country.
A tiny portion.
No shade.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta talk. We gotta get down to business.
Sorry.
So this was more than just a game.
Yes.
So tell us about all the celebrations and the performances and the shade that was thrown yesterday.
Before we get to what everybody wants me to talk about, Kendrick, we have to say that this was one of the first times that there were other things that matched the level of the Super Bowl, and we're talking the pregame. I mean, the pregame alone, we can do analysis from Brad Pitt coming out, really resetting what this game was about, but using the huddle as a metaphor in terms of who we are as Americans, and really reimagining what America is, what democracy is, without actually saying the word democracy. I thought that was fantastic. And then to see our very own Michael Strahan, and then the GOAT Tom Brady walking out right at the site of where that tragedy took place in New Orleans. And then you saw Lady Gaga at the piano doing that in beautiful rendition. I think everybody's hearts and mind was reset on who we are as Americans, what this game is for, and that we're playing for something bigger. And then, of course, Lettucey, of course, John Baptiste, of course, Trombone Shorty, right? All those incredible
moments. And we needed it after that crazy month of January.
January was great. And what music does is music is healing for the soul, right? And I thought that reset everything, got us prepared for this incredible matchup that we're about to watch with the Eagles. We already talked about that, flag goes fly, but Kendrick. I just had to rush to get to Kendrick, right? Kendrick Lamar, the most anticipated halftime performance that we've seen in a very long time, delivered like no one else could. I kept telling America, Kendrick is theatrical. Kendrick is actually a thespian, and what he pulled together was simply genius and brilliant. First of all, having Sam Jackson there as almost the moderator, Uncle Sam was absolutely brilliant to kind of say what America was thinking, who may have been more antagonistic to having a hip hop on the performance, right? Uncle Sam Jackson saying things like, a little too ghetto now, go easy on them, right? And then you bring out
subtle messages. So let me ask you this: the commercials, they're always a hit. I love the female athlete commercial by Nike, but also the NFL commercial, I Am Somebody. I thought it was a nice touch because, you know, people were up in arms with the whole end racism slogan going away in the end zone there, but it said that the NFL is still supporting representation on every level.
I think that was wonderful. I'm so glad that you highlighted that. I mean, that kind of goes to where the bookends, right, of what Brad Pitt was saying about who we are as Americans. And what the NFL is saying is that diversity is what makes America great, right? Like, diversity is what the fabric of America and what America is. And I think there were so many subtle messages that came to that. In particular, if you think about the Pfizer commercial, that was so moving too as well, about this young boy beating cancer, right? But doing it in a way that's in the form of athleticism with boxing, and he had his boxing gloves on, running down the hallway, letting people that he beat it with the backdrop of LL Cool J, Mama's Ain't Gonna Knock You Out. I thought that was just so emotional. There were so many emotional commercials. The Nike commercial with the women, right? Really redefining, repositioning women's sports. We talk about women's sports here all the time on Monday Morning Quarterback. That's something that's really a priority for me. And to see Nike do that in such a brilliant and beautiful way, I thought was absolutely amazing. And to shout out to women again with Captain O'Hara. What she did in the Michelob Ultra commercial, I thought was absolutely brilliant. Really tying in to the idea of where we are right now with Demi Moore and the Oscar campaign about aging out. Catherine O'Hara is still saying women can still lead commercials and play pickleball and drink beer.
And still make that money.
Well, the women have been drinking that Mick Ultra for a long time. Mike Muse, so good to have you.
We needed more time because Kendrick. I got to unpack Kendrick more.
There's a lot to unpack.